The title of this book, Christian Paganism, we are in chapter 1, part 6. Chapter 1, part 6. It is written by our beloved brother Frank Vauler. The, the unexamined life is not worth living. Written by Socrates. We do everything by the word of God. The New Testament is our guide for faith and practice. We live and we die by this book. These were the words that thundered forth from the mouth of Pastor Furley as he delivered his Sunday morning sermon. Winchester Spurchaker, a member of Pastor Furley's church, had heard them dozens of times before. But this time it was different. Dressed in his blue suit, frozen and the back pew with his wife, Trudy Winchester, started at the ceiling as Pastor Furley continued talking about doing everything by the sacred book. 1 hour before Pastor Furley began his sermon, Winchester had had a furnace fight with Trudy. This was a common occurrence as Winchester, Trudy, and their three daughters, Felicia, Gertrude, and Zenobia, got ready for church on Sunday morning. His mind began replaying the event. Trenzil, why aren't the kids ready? They are always late. Why can't you ever get them prepared on time? Winchester yelled at his anxiously glanced at the clock. Trudy's response was typical. If you ever thought to help me, this wouldn't happen all the time. Why don't you start giving me a hand in these houses? The argument went back and forth until Winchester turned on the children. Zenobia, Spitbreaker, why can't you respect us enough to get ready on time? Felicia, how many times do I have to tell you to turn off your PlayStation before 9 a.m.? Hearing the commotion, Gertrude burst into tears. Wearing their Sunday best, the Spitbreaker family finally drove to church at breakneck speed. Winchester hated to be late and had received 3 speeding tickets this past year, all given to him on Sunday morning. As they raced to the church building, the silence in the car was still threatening. Winchester was stimming. Trudy was stricken. With her head down, the 3 Spurchaker daughters were trying to prepare their mind for something they hate, another long hour of Sunday school. As they pulled into the church parking lot, Winchester and Trudy gracefully exited the car, sporting large smile. They held each other hand in hand and greeted their fellow church member, chuckling and putting on the pretense that all was well. Felicia, Gertrude, and Zenobia followed their parents with chins pointed upward. These were the fresh, yet painful memory that coursed through Winchester's mind that Sunday morning as Pastor Furley continued his sermon. Proceeding in self-condemnation, Winchester began to ask himself some searching to question, why am I dressed up, print and proper, looking like a good Christian when I act like a hidden just an hour ago? I wonder how many other families had this same pitiful experience this morning. Yet we are all smiling, nice, and looking pretty for God. Winchester was a bit shocked by this thought. Such question had never before entered his consciousness. As he picked over to see Pastor Fairley's wife and children sitting prim and proper on the front pew, Winchester mused to himself, I wonder if Pastor Fairley screamed at his wife and kid this morning. Winchester's mind continued to race in this direction as he watched Pastor Fairley point the people for emphasis and raise his Bible with his right hand. We at First Bible New Testament Community Church do everything by this book. Everything. This is the word of God, and we cannot stray from it, not even 1 millimeter. Suddenly, Winchester had another new thought. I don't remember reading anywhere in the Bible that Christians are supposed to dress up to go to church. Is that by the book? This single thought unleashed a torrent of other barbed questions. A score of frozen pew sisters filled his horizon. Winchester continued to ponder similar new questions. Questions that no Christian is supposed to ask. Questions like, is sitting in this incursion pew staring at the back of 12 rows of bed for 45 minutes? Doing this by the book? Why do we spend so much money to maintain this building when we are here only twice a week for a few hours? Why is that the congregation barely awake when Pastor Fairley preach? Why do my kids hate Sunday school? Why do we go through this same predictable, inspiring ritual every Sunday morning? Why am I going to church when it burns me to tear and does nothing for my spirituality? Why do I wear this uncomfortable naked every Sunday morning when all it seems to do is cut off blood circulation to my brain? Winchester felt inclined and sacrilegious to ask such things. Yet something was happening inside of him that compelled him to doubt his entire church experience. This thought had been lying dormant in Winchester's subconscious for years. Today, they surfaced. Interestingly, the question Winchester had that day are questions that never enter the conscious thinking of most Christians. Yet, the sober reality is that Winchester's eyes has been opened. As startling as it may sound, almost everything that is done in our contemporary church has no basis in the Bible. As pastor preach from their pulpit about being biblical and following the pure word of God, their word betrayed them. The truth is that Rousseau's Little that is observed today in contemporary Christianity map to anything found in the first century church. Question we never think to ask. We never think to ask. Socrates in court 417 to 399 BC is considered by some historians to be the father of philosophy. Born and raised in Athens, his custom was to go about the town relentlessly raising questions and analyzing the popular view of his day. Socrates believed that truth is found by dialoguing extensively about an issue and relentlessly questioning it. This method is known as dialectic or the Socratic method. He thought freely on matter that his fellow Athenians felt were close for discussion. Socrates' habit of pelting people with certain questions and roping them into critical dialogue about their accepted custom eventually got him killed. His incessant questioning of thoroughly held tradition provoked the leader of Athens to charge him with corrupting the youth. As a result, they put Socrates to death